So, good evening. Good evening. It is a good evening. We won a football match. It is a good evening. Back-to-back wins. We're back, baby, after the embarrassment against Olympiacos. We beat Portsmouth on Monday, and we've had our second win of the week. And that is fully down to Sergio Hernandez in the chat, who flew all the way over from America on the aeroplane. He was soaring high, and he went and backed the team today. And he seen the most boring game in football history. And a VAR special, which got us out of jail. But I hope you enjoyed the game, Sergio. Big up everybody in the chat who was waiting patiently for me. Was having a little bit of a administrative error. So, but I'm here now. So, what did I tell you? Well, listen, bruv, it wasn't easy to watch. So I'm sure being at the ground freezing, mate, it was probably a lot harder for you. But listen, I'm glad you enjoyed it, mate. And maybe it'll become a regular thing, bruv. You never know. Maybe just move to London. You can find yourself a London girl. But yeah, it wasn't an easy game. And we started off that game and in real slow motion. It was just so slow and boring. And I said this on the watch along at the time. It reminded me of the Olympiacos at home game last Thursday. It was just boring, slow, like an arrogance of like, well, we're Arsenal, you know. And inside the first minute of that game, Granit Xhaka nearly cost us a goal, doing Granit Xhaka type things, just passing the ball across the pitch aimlessly and played them straight in and they hit the post. And we didn't really get out of first gear all the way through that first half. I know Socrates hit the bar. They had a 2-on-1 after they hit the post, where we got lucky and got out of jail with that. They potentially could have had a penalty, although I don't think it would have been the right decision. But you have seen them given, and you know VAR works in mysterious ways, and we got away with that. I don't know what Leno was doing with that. I think he needed to come out a little bit more, or a little bit less casual. Yeah, a little bit more purpose about him. But the first half was a write-off. It was shocking to watch, like so boring. And I thought, okay, cool, we'll come out second half, we'll step it up. Arteta will get him in at half time, and then we'll go for it. And it didn't really work like that. It was way too open. That game, they could have and should have had 3 or 4 goals, West Ham. They had more shots than us. We only had 2 on target. One was Eddie Nketiah's chance in the first half, which he was off balance. And the second was the goal that VAR gave, which was the right decision, by the way, because Ozil was not offside. And I'm still not happy about the way they do this VAR for offsides. Like I've said a million times before, I do not want to see a diagonal line. I want to see a straight line so I can see straight down the line whether I think it's on or offside. Instead of this diagonal line and you're pinching and doing this and doing that. Twist the picture, bruv. Twist it from side to straight and I can see straight down the line. And I'm sure they've got the technology to do that. I don't know whether they do that. But what we're watching on the screen surely is what they're doing in their studio. And I've never seen them do that. Hopefully they can do that next season. Hopefully VAR works a lot better next season if it stays. But for me, it was really poor. And even when we got the goal, it was still so wide open. You know, I was disappointed that Martinelli didn't play today. I was a little bit disappointed that Pepe came off. I thought he was playing all right. And Pablo Mari, for me, didn't cover himself in glory at all today. In fact, he nearly got an assist for their goal that they nearly scored. A great save from Leno, one-handed up, going the wrong way, going across goal, put his hand up, instinctive save. But that was from a flick on from a Cresswell cross that Pablo Mari put straight on a plate for Mikel Antonio. In fact, it was 2 of them stood there. So I don't know where our other defenders were or our midfielders, but nobody was marking 2 players at the back stick. But we got out of jail. And I just hope that when we go to West Ham, when we go to Man City on Wednesday, that we put in a better performance than that. Because if we don't, it's curtains and we're going to get seriously embarrassed. Because when you're going up against the likes of De Bruyne, David Silva, Fernandinho, Mahrez, Sterling, Aguero, they are not going to be missing these chances. They are going to be putting these chances in the back of the net. And I've been to the Etihad a few times in my life watching Arsenal, and both times we've been battered. So I'm not looking forward to the game. I'm happy that we've won that game. We got out of jail, like I said. And sometimes you have to get a little bit of luck. You have to, get a little bit of luck to win a game. And sometimes when you don't play well, and the luck goes for you, that's fantastic, and it gets you the 3 points. Now, eventually your luck runs out, and I've said this so many times. It ran out under Unai Emery in that 22 unbeaten run. I was there for all of it at the games, and we were crap in most of them. Even against West Ham last season, we should have been 2 or 3 down at half time against them. So, and bear in mind, today they didn't have Felipe Anderson. He was on the bench. Thank God he didn't play, because he is rapid. He can cause problems. I don't think we handled Mikel Antonio at all well today. He bullied everyone across that back line, apart from maybe Saka. I thought Saka handled him fairly decent at times. But anyway, let's get into some player ratings. A win is a win, but a lot of work to be done in the next few days before we head up to Manchester and play Manchester City, who, by the way, are playing Man United tomorrow. And I'll be doing a watch-along for that. I'll also be doing a watch-along for the Chelsea-Everton game as well. So the king of watch-alongs is back in action again tomorrow. And we're going to be doing both of them. Georgie will be buzzing because, oh no, you'll probably be at the game, wouldn't you, buddy? Monday, I'll be doing a watch-along for Leicester Villa. And Tuesday, Leipzig Spurs. Wednesday, Arsenal at the Etihad. So a lot of work coming. Thursday, I'm flying back to the UK. So I won't be doing a Wolves watch-along. But yeah, a lot of work coming up, a lot of videos coming up as well. But YouTube obviously don't want to send notifications out for this video. So thanks again for that. Thanks, YouTube. Thank you to 20,000 people or over 20,000 people that watched that live watch along. It wasn't an easy watch, but you guys made it a lot more enjoyable in the chat, that's for sure. And yeah, sadly, nobody won the giveaway today. So we go again on Wednesday. But I'm going to go with Leno first. Obviously, he's the goalkeeper. We'll go with him. And I'm going to give him a 7 today. I thought his kicking was a joke. I thought he put us under undue pressure so many times in that game. But on the flip side of that, without him, they probably would have scored 2 or 3 goals. So a bit of a mixed bag for him today. I don't think he was fantastic in terms of output, but when he was needed, he pulled the saves off. And the one-handed save will go down as one of the best saves he's made for us. It weren't quite up there with the Tottenham one at Wembley, but that was a quality save. What a save that was. But I just don't like the way he kicks out from the back, all this passing. And when you're passing, when you're running, facing back towards your own goal and you're getting a ball booted at you 100 miles an hour, that is never going to work when you've got players in that team that shouldn't even be at the club. So we're always going to put ourselves under pressure when you've got Socrates and Marie splitting. Straight away, they have 3 players in the box. So for me, that's something we've got to stop doing. But I'm going to give him a 7 today. I thought he was pretty decent today. Socrates at right back, I thought was poor. I thought he was really, really poor today. Out of position umpteen times. He was in their penalty box more than he was in ours. Didn't overlap at all. Didn't deal with the threat down his side. Didn't help Pepe down the right side overlapping or anything like that. I thought he was poor. Other than hitting the bar with the header, he was crap. I'm going to give him a 4. Let's go to Saka. He was my man of the match. I thought he was quality today. And again, he didn't get a great deal of help down his side because Aubameyang didn't overlap him at all. He was always in the box. Well, as much as I want to see Aubameyang in the box, if you're being told play left wing, your job is to go up and down that left wing and overlap your fullback, or fullback overlap you, vice versa. And every time Saka got the ball, it was 2 against 1 on him because Aubameyang had done that. So defensively, Saka was kind of isolated at times. Aubameyang didn't really come back as much as he has in other games. He fully bottled a challenge as well, Aubameyang, but I'll come to that in a minute. But Saka, 8 out of 10, man of the match for me. Centre backs, we'll go with David Luiz. Started off like an absolute clown and got better and better and better. And his game ended with a fantastic challenge towards the end on Haller up front. Again, where was Pablo Marie? And he had to get that challenge right. Otherwise, that would have been a penalty. And at the time, it was 0-0. But I thought he got better the longer the game went on. But I still don't want him there. Like, I know we've got to go with it for now. He worries me. He's too up and down throughout a 90-minute game. For 10 minutes of it, he'll play like a twat. For another 10 minutes, he'll be great. Then he'll be a twat. Then he'll be great. No, we need consistent all the way through. Great. But I'm going to give him a 6. Pablo Marie. Pablo Van Dijk, that's what he's been built up to be. He was crap. I've said it. He was crap. Nearly set them up for a goal. Way too slow in possession. Wasn't in position for hardly any of the 90 minutes. Again, I just said about the David Luiz challenge in the box. That was covering for Marie, who was about 20 yards further up the pitch. Why? You're a centre-back. Why are you gallivanting, bruv? I thought he was shocking. I thought it was a poor Premier League debut today, but it is his first game in the league. And let's hope he isn't playing like that on Wednesday if he does play, because I thought he was poor today. Yes, he wins headers, whoopee-doo. Yeah, whoopee-doo. You're over 6 foot tall or whatever it is you are. Yeah, I expect you to win headers against Mikel Antonio, mate. So yeah, for me, I thought that was a shocking debut, but it ended with a clean sheet. So he hasn't really played a great deal of football either. So we'll see what happens in the next game. Like I said, if he plays at the Etihad and he plays like he did today, Aguero's going to have a field day. So for me, a 3. Let's move into midfield. Ah, dear, oh dear. Where do we start with this clown? 0. Granit Xhaka. Crap. Absolute crap. And before people go, oh, but we won the game, you're being negative. Go back to all the games under Arteta, when Arteta first came in, that Granit Xhaka played, from when he came back into the team from throwing the armband away. And go and have a look at the player ratings I gave Granit Xhaka in all of them. He didn't get under a 7 for about 8 games in a row because he was superb in them games. Today, it was like the Granit Xhaka that we see before them 8 games. Slow, backwards, sideways, falling over, giving the ball away aimlessly, playing him in on goal, can't pass a ball 5 yards. Absolute rubbish. Yeah, and I've said it before, I'll say it again. Is Granit Xhaka Albanian for pass backwards? Because that's all he done all game. He was poor today. He done one decent forward pass, a little 45-yard diagonal to Saka, but then Saka didn't have his overlapper in Aubameyang because he was in the box. So other than that, he was shocking. He weren't tracking runners. He was poor today, man. And for all the times that I've given him decent ratings, because he played all right, he was only back up to the level that he was when we first signed him, which wasn't good enough anyway. Today, he was the worst player on that pitch by a country mile. 0. 0, 0, 0. His partner next to him, Ceballos, weren't much better, if I'm being honest. I've seen a lot of people saying he had a good game today. I didn't see it. I didn't see it. But I thought he was crap as well. I genuinely do. And I said it at the time, I picked the same midfield that we went with today, Ozil, Ceballos, Xhaka. It was either that or put Guendouzi in there or Willock. We haven't, without Torreira or Maitland-Niles, got anything else, have we? So I just looked at that midfield. I didn't really want to pick that myself for my 11. But again, and I said it when I picked it last night, and in the starting 11 reaction, it is the weakest midfield in the Premier League. Yeah, and it still is the weakest midfield in the Premier League. We just get walked through. They don't track runners. They've got no physicality, all 3 of them. And we miss Torreira. Even though I don't think Torreira's right up here in terms of how good he is, we do miss Torreira because Ceballos is not the one to sit next to Granit Xhaka. They're too similar in terms of they're too sloppy. They're both sloppy. Ceballos has got a bit more about him in terms of dribbling ability and stuff like that, and he might have the odd shot here and there. But today it was actually Xhaka having the shots and Ceballos not. But Ceballos, poor. 2 out of 10. The only reason I've given him a 2, is because he did actually do some nice work in the second half. Other than that, he would have got a 0 as well. Just some nice little tidy part. 2, is because he did actually do some nice work in the second half. Other than that, he would have got a 0 as well. Just some nice little tidy parts. Come to some comments in a minute. Thank you to everybody who is watching this live. Nearly 170 of you. Only 29 likes. So do batter the like for me. That'd be great. Mesut Ozil got an assist. Yes, he got an assist. I think it's only the second one of the season. So the statue will be being readied up as we speak. The vines will be going all around social media. The pie charts will be out. And let's give him 500 grand a week. Yay! No. Other than that, what did he really do? What did he do? But he got between the lines. He was trying to pass forward. The amount of misplaced passes that guy done today. He wasn't tracking back. We were getting ploughed through in that midfield. He was played out on the right for most of the game, which I just thought was weird. Yeah, I know he was kind of floating, but he spent most of his time out on the right-hand side, which I thought was just weird. He misplaced a couple of passes in the first half that I get told he's really good at passing. That's the one aspect of his game that's apparently really good. Well, today it was crap. And it has been a lot of the times this season. His final ball and his decision making at times has been rubbish. He did do a nice pass to Aubameyang, who then set up the chance, I think it was, for Socrates. And he did set up the goal. So on that basis alone, I'm going to give him a 4. Let's move to Aubameyang. I thought he was crap as well. Like I said, he bottled a challenge on the centre circle where he was favourite to win the ball, a 60-40, 65-35, and he pulled out of it. Why are you doing that? You're the captain. You're the captain of the club. I'm not going to get on his case too much because he's our top scorer and he's been very good this season. But for this particular game, I'm just going to give the ratings on what I see. And today, he was shocking. He put the cross in for Socrates. He didn't do anything other than that. Every time Saka went down the left, he was looking for his mate, and his mate's in the box. And it's like, well, how am I supposed to get around 2 or 3 man when you're in the box? Like, if you're being told play left wing, which I don't want to see him there, you have to stay left wing. Yeah. You don't have to stay there the whole game, but when your boy's got the ball, Saka, when Saka's got the ball, you don't just instantly run into the penalty box. You overlap and you help, especially when you can see he's outnumbered. The movement in and around the box when he was in the box was shocking. Yeah, it was shocking at times. And that's the one thing I've always rated Aubameyang for, is his movement in and around the box. Today was a statue. I don't know what was going on with him today. It was a poor game. Let's hope he's on it for the Man City game, because we're going to need him big time for that. I'm going to give him a 4 as well. In fact, no, I'm not. I'm going to give him a 3. I'm going to give him a 3. Ozil delivered more in terms of pass to lead to a goal, and Aubameyang did nothing. So we give him a 3. Pepe, shocked he came off. Like, why are you coming off? I didn't get that at all. And you're bringing on Rhys Nelson. Rhys Nelson. Oh, he's the next Raheem Sterling. No, he's not. Yeah, so anyone who thinks he is, just get that out of your head. He is never going to get anywhere near the level that Raheem Sterling is at, because Raheem Sterling at his age was light years ahead of Rhys Nelson. Rhys Nelson found his level the other night, in my opinion, and that was against Portsmouth. Harsh as that may sound, that's just how I think. And I rated him about 18 months, 2 years ago. The last 2 years, or the last 2 seasons, yeah, he has just fell away massively. Yeah, he's hardly played any football in 2 seasons, and everyone's pinning their hopes on this geezer to be world class. I'm sorry, I don't see it. I don't see it. So yeah, Pepe, I thought, was the one that was getting the ball. He was trying to drive. He twists himself up at times. So I don't know, man. I just look at it. I know a lot of people don't like Pepe, or they don't see what I see with Pepe. The fact is, he was the one guy that was trying to go forward every time he got the ball, along with Saka. They were the only 2 that were getting the ball and going, yes, let's go. So when I see him getting substituted, by the way, he had no help either, because Socrates weren't overlapping him. But when I see the ball go up and I see Rhys Nelson, I was like, so what, Martinelli? No, we're not putting Martinelli on there. Maybe switch Aubameyang to the right so he's crossing with his natural foot. Put Martin. No, okay, cool. We're going to go with Rhys. Cool. But for me, I thought Pepe was decent today. I wouldn't say it was his best game for Arsenal, but I think he was pretty damn good today. 7 for him. Eddie Nketiah. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Well, he had to bury the chance that Saka laid on a plate for him. Good save from Fabianski, but he's got to score that. And again, I thought he was poor. He kept getting in the way more than making runs. He was getting in the way of people. Yeah, so I don't know. Like, I just look at him and I just think, you couldn't get into Leeds United. Now you're hampering the progress of a guy who's our second top scorer. Why? Based on absolutely nothing. So I don't understand that. I don't understand what we see in Eddie Nketiah to make us think that he's better than Martinelli, because in no planet is he better than Martinelli. But Martinelli's been dumped on a bench for this guy who couldn't get in Leeds United squad or in their starting 11. But there we go. 3 out of 10 for him. Subs, Bellerin, there's no point marking him. Rhys Nelson had a shot over the bar. Tried. I'll give him a 4. Lacazette, I thought, done really well when he came on. Yeah, the first time he got the ball, he held off a couple of people and started running. He played a ball down the wing. I think it was to Pepe, a little bit overhit, but it wasn't too bad. It was a good effort from him. Then he got the goal. His hold-up play was a lot better today, which is something that's been crap with him recently. And he's been tripping over the ball and stuff like that in recent games. But today I thought he'd done really well when he came on. And I do think he will start against Man City. I don't think we'll see Eddie up front against Man City. And if Eddie's that great, then maybe we should see him start against Man City. You know, if Mikel Arteta's got that much faith in Eddie Nketiah over Martinelli and over Lacazette like he did today, then maybe Eddie Nketiah should start up front against Man City and we'll see how good he actually is. I don't know. That's just putting it out there. For me, Laka, he came on, he got a goal, he worked hard. I'm going to give him a 7 as well. I'm going to give him a 7. I thought that was a decent performance from him when he came on. I think it's what, half hour to go, 28 minutes, something like that. The manager, I'm going to give him a 6. Again, I was kind of happy with the starting 11. I was happy that Bellerin weren't starting. I was happy that that Marie started. I thought, yeah, cool. Let's give him another go. Let's see if he can step up levels today. I don't think he quite did that. The midfield had to pick itself, really. There was nothing else other than Guendouzi or Willock. And would you switch any of them 3 out at the time before the game and you see it unfold? Probably not for Guendouzi or Willock at the moment, especially Willock. He's been poor recently. But I don't like this Aubameyang left wing. And I say it every single week. It's getting boring. I was happy that Pepe started, but Eddie up front. And I was kind of happy with it. And I was still predicting a win, even all the way through the game when we were playing poor. I predicted us to carry on and nick the winner. But for me, that's what, his 15th game as manager. And he still, for me, hasn't played the best 11. So I don't know. Eventually, our luck's going to run out. We've played poor since we come back from Dubai. Even the Newcastle game, I know we beat them 4-0, but for 45 minutes in that game, we were shocking. Yeah, we were really bad. And then we got the goal and then they just capitulated. Against Everton, we were shocking. Should have been 2 or 3 down and we got away with it. And then they should have nicked one at the end. Olympiacos away, crap, but it's an away game, European. We nicked the win, great result. We then come back and played Everton, obviously. We then played Olympiacos again. It was crap. We played Portsmouth. That was a nice, easy, comfortable night. And then today we played crap. So they're not convincing at the moment, but we are getting results. And my fear is, my fear is that this not convincing, sneaking results is eventually going to stop. Probably on Wednesday, if we're being honest. And if we do play that badly, like we have in all of them games since we come back from Dubai, they're going to hammer us. It's as simple as that. And that's not being negative. That's actually being serious. And that's being realistic. Even though they're not that great this season, Man City, that midfield that they've got is levels above ours. Their strikers or attacking players at the moment, other than Aubameyang, are levels above ours as well. Their defence is levels above ours. Their manager is levels above ours. Their goalkeeper is levels above ours. So, you know, if we go with this, let's turn up to the Etihad, let's just coast through a game, let's not track runners, let's not defend properly, let's be out of position, they're going to hammer us. Yeah, can you imagine it? Jesus Christ. We know Bellerin's going to start. Good luck against Sterling, because you're going to need it, mate. And I hope that Pablo Mari steps up as well, because that weren't a great debut in the Premier League. But a win is a win. I'm going to give Arteta a 6. What do you guys think? Let me read some of your comments out. It wasn't a convincing victory. What's your assessment of Mari? Well, I gave him a 3 out of 10. Out of position constantly, nearly set him up for a goal, and very slow on the ball. And very slow in terms of pace as well. But like I said, our midfield is so weak, it is unreal. And when you come up against the likes of De Bruyne, David Silva, Bernardo, Fernandinho, Rodrigo, you know, whatever 3 or 4 they go with in midfield, we are going to have to be on it on Wednesday. Because if we play like we did today with our 3 midfielders, we're in serious trouble. Would you still take Jose or keep Arteta? Do you know what? The amount of people, right, Nick, that I've seen, and I know you're asking a genuine question, the amount of people I've seen that have said, ha, 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 look at Jose, look at Jose. Let me ask you this, yeah? If we didn't have Aubameyang or Saka, who are probably our best two players, well, they are our best two players, for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 games, do you think we'd actually win any games? Or do you think we'd score any goals? Do you know what I'm saying? So, listen, just because Jose's gone to Tottenham and they're still above us, and they've lost a few games recently, yeah, he's not having the greatest of time, and it's great to see because it's Tottenham. But don't get it twisted. That geezer is still a quality football manager. And I ain't going to be jumping around like we've won the lottery if we finish above Tottenham. I genuinely couldn't give a toss. Yeah, because unless it's finishing above them and winning a title, what's the fucking point? Yeah, and this is the loser mentality that's rife in football. That, let's finish above the rivals. That's great. Yeah, it's great if you win something. Yeah, all you get is, we finished above you for 20 years. Whoopie fucking do. Who cares? Genuinely, who cares? We got Champions League. You got 5th. Yeah, we never won it. Like, I've got elite mentality, mate. I couldn't care less whether we finish above them or not, because the fact is, if we finish above them, we're still only going to finish about 6th or 7th, aren't we? Or 5th, which is not good enough. It's full loser. But there we go. One thing's for sure. If Jose Mourinho was our manager, Aubameyang would be up front, Pepe would be right, and Martinelli would be left, which is our best front three. Our defence got shitter when Xhaka came back in, says Marble Halls. Evening, buddy. Hope you're well. Jose's done out here without money. I like Jose, man. I just don't like the fact he's managing him, because I think we should have had him. And yeah, like I said, when you've got one of the best strikers in the league out injured, and then you've got your second best player out injured, or their actual best player, Son, they bagged, I think, 34 goals, is it, this season? Imagine taking 34 goals out of our team for 6, 7, 8 games and then expecting us to score goals. It's not easy, man. I'm not making excuses for Tottenham because I couldn't give a fuck. But at the end of the day, Arteta's better than Jose. It's fucking rubbish. It's based on absolutely nothing. You were right about Ancelotti. He's doing well. Exactly. He is doing well. Let's see if they beat Chelsea tomorrow. Marie looks like a basic centre-back. It wasn't easy to watch the game, says Irish Kiwi. 4-4-2 says Dante, Lacazette, Aubameyang up front, Pepe, Martinelli wide. That could work. I don't think it would work against all the teams, but it could work, definitely, 100%. But then what you've got to do is make sure that when you've not got the ball, it's then a 4-5-1 and Aubameyang's the 1. Yeah, and then Laka drops back into the midfield. But then if you play that, you've got to have 2 decent midfielders in the centre of the park. We ain't got any. We ain't got any. But I don't know, man. But there we go. Xhaka is shite, says Taib. Yes. No title in 16 years. Yep. We know. Lee, you are smart. Thank you, Rithik. Thank you. Dante says Jose would be here if we gave him the money. I don't think he would. I don't think he liked the way that there's too many chefs in the kitchen dictating who buys who. Which is why that we've gone with a manager that accept that. Because if you look at Tottenham, they ain't got the director of football. They haven't got a sofa salesman posing as a CEO along with a paella eater. Yeah, who's a fraud. Yeah, who's conned everyone for 18 months to 2 years or whatever it is in Raul. Got Raul and Vinay as 2 CEOs. Yeah, you've then got what's his name, Edu. What's his job? Oh, let me just go and find a Brazilian kid. The Brazilian kid he's found recently, he's got a £30 million buyout clause at fucking 16. Yeah, thanks for that, mate. Do you know what I mean? You know, is that his job? Let me just go and watch Brazilian under 18 matches and find a kid that's half decent. Yeah, it's really not the one. And then you've got obviously the manager. You know, so you've got 4 or 5 people that are all, and then you've got the board, then you've got the owner. All these people have some level of say, apart from maybe the owner, who they just feed it back. Oh, we've bought this person. It's fine. We're making profit. Bye. Well, actually not at the moment. But when you've got 4 or 5 people all involved in the process of buying players, I don't think that Jose wanted that, which is why he's just going to work direct with Daniel Levy. But Arteta probably went, yeah, cool. And listen, let's be real. Why wouldn't anyone take the Arsenal job if you're in Arteta's position? With a number 2, it's the first job. If somebody came to you and offered you £6 million to manage Arsenal, and you're a number 2 at Man City, I'm sure you'd take the £6 million as well, because I know I would. So yeah, and like I said, I like a lot of things Arteta's done, but there's so many questions to be asked, and Martinelli is one of them. Like, where is he? Maitland-Niles, where are you? Where are you? Sound like Delia Smith, don't I? Let's be having you. But yeah, there we go. So Bias was 6. He is a good player, better than Torreira. There you go, says Arsenal FC. What's wrong with Arteta or Martinelli and Pepe, says Shaddy. I don't know, man. I just genuinely do not get why Martinelli's not starting football matches. It makes no sense to me. It makes 0 sense whatsoever. Bagman, says, I would have given it to Vieira. I'd rather fail under him. We're in for a hiding against City, says Omar. Kid on AFTV said Marie could be the best centre-back in the world. Jesus Christ, says A. Evening to you, buddy. Hope you're well. Mate, we did the watch-along and there was a lot of people sitting there making out he was class today. He weren't. And if you're being truthful to yourself, he was fucking dog shit. So, and like I said on Chig's player ratings that I've done with him, if Mustafi played today and played like Pablo Marie did, everyone would be saying how crap he was today. But because it's Pablo Marie and because it's Mikel Arteta's Pablo Marie, because it's his first game, everyone's gone, yeah, cool. He was brilliant today. Yeah, that's where we are as a football club. We're so desperate for a player to come in and be great at centre-back that even if he ain't great at centre-back, we'll just pretend he is. Well, I'm not. I'm not pretending. Yeah, it was his first game. So, yeah, cool. He was a 3 out of 10 today. It weren't good. It was not good viewing from him today. And hopefully he'll learn from that. He'll be up to speed a little bit more now because obviously it was a walk in the park against Portsmouth. So hopefully if he does play against Man City, he can play a lot better than that because he's going to be up against Aguero, Sterling, De Bruyne, Mahrez, whoever else they've got, Bernardo, and they will bury their chances if he gives them. That chance that he flicked on for Antonio, if you're putting that on Aguero's plate, mate, that's in the back of the net. It's as simple as that. Yeah, and same with De Bruyne. If it goes to De Bruyne, that's a goal. So we've got to be careful on what we pick on Wednesday for that game, and we've got to make sure that we don't go too gung ho because there were so many gaps today. Yeah, from defence to midfield and from midfield to attack, it was like nobody wanted to come back to midfield and nobody wanted to come back to defence. It was just gaps everywhere. Shocking performance. But there we go. Did you see the fan cams? No, I've not stopped working, mate. I'm still working now. And when I finish this, I'm recording tomorrow morning's video. So I'm still working. So I haven't seen anything, mate. I haven't been on social media at all, apart from this. Marie is slow, says Ilias. Saul is needed, says Sean. Yeah, I'll take him. Marie was shocking. Yeah. Tobias and Lucas is our best midfield. Yeah, I'd probably go along with that. Don't know, I'd go along with that. Golden Child Lee. Well, I'm trying. I'm getting there. Although I'm back in England on Thursday for a week. Socrates at right back is strange, says Joseph. Yep. It is strange. Maybe he was saving Bellerin for Wednesday. Lucky Game says Bintro. It was lucky, but listen, we got the points. Do drive the likes up. I'm going to do a couple more minutes and get out of here. 45 more likes would be fantastic. 325 people watching live, so thank you. 1-0 is still a win. We move on. Exactly. 1-0 to the Arsenal. I'll take it 38 times a year. But we are riding our luck right now with performances. So hopefully we can start getting better. We should play 4-4-2, says Avmon. Yeah, I agree. We should try that. Terry just said Bruno's better than De Bruyne. Terry's smoking high grade. I like Terry, but he's smoking high grade. De Bruyne's the best midfielder in the world, mate, by a mile. Nobody comes close to him. The last time we beat Man City in the league was December 2015. Good luck on Wednesday then, lads. What does Bellerin do better than Ainsley? He runs around cones better, apparently, because apparently Arteta picks his starting 11 based on what they do on training field. So obviously, Bellerin runs around the cones better. Because there's no way in a million years that geezer's a better footballer than Maitland-Niles. I'm signing up this week. Looking forward for my first members video, says Irish Kiwi. Thank you, mate. That reminds me. Thank you to everybody who is a member of the channel. I better plug this in before we die, because we're on 7%. I swear this is always dying, this thing. Even if I charge it up constantly, it just dies. But yeah, we'll be doing some member streams next week. I did a level 1 member stream yesterday. That was sick. So if you want to go and check that out, that was really good. We had Jez on there, Kerry, Sergio, Max. Who else was on there? Who else was on there? I can't remember. Who else was on there? Apologies, I've forgotten who it was. But yeah, the member stream's been really lit so far. It's really good. And people are coming on the camera, face to face. It's been really sick. So if you want to become a member, the link is in the description of this video. Also, I've dropped some new merch, which has boiled so much piss because apparently lifelong Arsenal fan Lee Gunner, for nearly 4 decades, is not allowed to print out Arsene Wenger on a t-shirt holding a gold trophy, because apparently, because I was Wenger out, that's not allowed. Well, why don't you all set up your own thing and show me how it's done then? Simple as that. But anyway, no, that's rum and coke, but I can smell the piss from sunny Spain. And if you want to get one of them, discount code AW10. The link for that is in the description under merch. So go and check that out. Wednesday, we'll do another giveaway for the Man City game. Big up wifey in the chat. Like, is Thierry Henry the best Arsenal striker? Well, yeah, the facts don't lie. The stats and the facts, man is the most prolific Arsenal striker in history. Although I don't think he was our best player ever. I think Bergkamp was, in my lifetime that I've seen. I think Bergkamp was quality. I'm just lucky we had them both in the same team, mate. So yeah, there we go. Why is Xhaka in the starting 11 all the time, says Chad? He's either got nudes on every single manager we've ever had under him or when he's been here, or he has a clause in his contract that says that if he's fit, he starts every game in the Premier League, which I believe he has in his contract, because there's no way Arsene Wenger, the professor of football, by the way, well, actually saying that Wenger signed him, so yeah, we'll swerve that one. Unai Emery, Freddie Ljungberg, and now Mikel Arteta have all picked him week in, week out. I'm sorry, nah, I don't get it. I genuinely do not get it. But there we go. If we were to believe the media, Maitland-Niles and Guendouzi have finished at Arsenal. Well, that kind of sums up where we are then. The likes of Mesut Ozil and Granit Xhaka and Mustafi will probably still be here. And by the way, if we were to believe the media, Mkhitaryan has a future at this football club next season. So yeah, but you know what? If I was Maitland-Niles, I'd leave. I said this earlier on the watch-along. Guendouzi, I'd do the same. He was playing week in, week out under Emery. He's played over 70 games for Arsenal. Arteta comes in, and now he's dropped him. And apparently they had an argument. He needs to fix up his attitude and blah, blah, blah. But we'll make nice profit off of Guendouzi, so maybe we can stick that back in the team. Maitland-Niles as well, he came through the youth setup, so that'll be a profit one. Profit FC. Maybe we'll get some of that £27 million loss that we've got back. You never know. And yeah, it's a bit worrying when he's coming out with comments about Mkhitaryan. Oh, he's a good footballer, he's this, he's that, and blah, blah, blah. Why didn't he just say, I'm not going to comment on him, he's playing for Roma? Why didn't he just say that? I don't know. Maybe he's trying to drum up business. There is that full process. But he'll be back. And I did say a couple of weeks ago, don't be shocked if he's starting games for Arsenal next season, Mkhitaryan. Don't be shocked also if Mohamed El Neni starts games, because he'll be like a new signing in that defensive midfield spot. So yeah, you never know. You never know. I dread the summer when we do absolutely nothing. To be honest, I said this on the stream yesterday, mate, that I'm more interested in getting players out than getting players in. Yeah, because if the likes of Ozil, Xhaka, Mustafi, Bellerin, Kolasinac are all here and all starting games again next season, we're in big trouble again. Because you can't keep picking the same players that have failed 5 years straight or 4 years straight and expect a different result. It's just ridiculous. So yeah, we didn't create hardly anything today. And apparently we've got the best number 10 in world football ever to have graced a football pitch. I know he set up the goal, but he didn't do anything other than that. But he did set up the goal. Pepe tried. didn't really do a great deal in terms of setting up chances. But again, when you're going with Eddie and Nketiah up front instead of Aubameyang up front, it's a different kettle of fish, isn't it? And you know, Aubameyang, like I said, I've said it thousands of times, it's boring. He is wasted on that left wing. And if there was ever a game to sum it up, it was today, because he did nothing all game. Yeah, I don't want to see him just running up and down the wing. Yeah, I want to see him in the box and balls being put into him, which we could do by rejigging the front three. But we won't. And we haven't even played the best 11, in my opinion, yet. And he's been here 15 games. So we shall see. We shall see what we do on Wednesday. We're going to wrap this up in a couple of minutes from now. So I'm going to read a few more of these out. Pepe has no end product. Well, he's got better end product than Rhys Nelson. I don't know if that's the benchmark. But Martinelli should be starting. I've always said that. He should start every game. It's insanity, says Chad. Yep. I don't want Mickey back. Yep. Wasted out wide. Yep. Aubameyang only loves playing on a Sunday. Well, he better get used to it, because we're playing again next Saturday against Brighton. Do you listen to the Peter Couch podcast? Nope, never have, never will. Mickey, Guendouzi, Kolasinac, Ozil, Nelson, Willock, Bellerin, Socrates, Mustafi, and El Neni all need to go, says Stephen. I agree. I agree. Every single one of them. Every single one of them. Let's do 3 more comments. Lee, you're brilliant. Thank you, Taib. Appreciate that. Do drive the likes up. We still ain't even got 100 likes. What are you lot playing at, man? Come on, look, we've won. We've won a game on a Saturday. It's an early kickoff. It was a 3 o'clock kickoff. We're used to playing on a Sunday. So, yeah, it's all good. Now we move on to Man City. And my God, that's going to be hard graft. That is going to be proper hard graft. Like I said, I am doing the watch-alongs tomorrow for both Super Sunday games. So make sure you come and check them out tomorrow. I'll get them set up nice and early. I recorded part 1 of the podcast. All the people that know who the person is, do not dare put that in the comments. There's that fucking mosquito again. Because it's a secret for now. But there is going to be part 2 of it, because me and that person went on for an hour before even getting to Arsene Wenger's reign as manager. So yeah, that's going to be interesting. It's going to be available on memberships first, because they get priority on uploaded videos. So that'll be available for a week on there. That'll be out on Monday, hopefully. I'm recording part 2 tomorrow. So that's going to be really good. So part 1 will be out hopefully Monday evening. Yeah, probably Monday evening. But yeah, it should be good. It should be decent. I'm really looking forward to dropping it as well. If you want to become a member, feel free. If you want to buy the merch, feel free. Like I said, people were telling me, you're not going to sell any hoodies with LG on it. Well, that was a lie. You're not going to sell any T-shirts with pictures on it of players with legendary written on it. That's also a lie. So there we go. Tell me I can't, and I always will do. That comment, I ain't even reading that, but that's hilarious. If you had to keep Louise or Mustafi, which one? By the way, we are so effing lucky. If I had to keep one of them, I'd keep Mustafi. I'd keep Mustafi. At least Mustafi, for maybe 7 or 8 games straight, can actually play all right. David Luiz does something dopey every single game. So yeah, come on, 21 more likes. We'll do 1 more minute till 45 minutes. Then I'm going, and I'm gone. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed today as well. Over 20,000 people watched the watch along, and we've got over 50 new subscribers today. So marching on to 35k. Thank you very much. Teddy Bonker says, damn, Terry's drunk hating on KDB because he's going to lose his... What do you mean he's going to lose his channel, bro? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I don't get what you mean. Like I said, I like Terry. I think Terry's sound. But KDB is sound. I love KDB, man. Proper footballer. What about the Cazorla situation? What do you mean? What do you mean? I don't get it. 100k at the end of the year. Come on, bruv. All day long. All day long. Are you ever going to be in South Africa? I like your honesty. Maybe one day, mate. Maybe one day. We will beat City tomorrow, and all the anger of losing against us will be used against Arsenal. Says Pogba X Rashi. Do you know what? That's a hard game to pick, you know. That is a proper hard game to pick because Man United always do all right against the bigger teams, didn't they? And like the better teams. They tend to do all right. But yeah, it's not an easy game to call. Let me just get rid of this clown who's put a couple of comments in, which funny enough have both been hidden. Because it does say when you come into the chat on YouTube, abide by the guidelines of the platform, which that guy didn't do. Hence why I could choose whether I show his comment or not. Unlucky Joe. Thank you, Dean. Does your merch ship to the US? It is global, my friend. It ships absolutely everywhere. If you want to get any AW10 as a discount code, it's valid until Sunday at midnight. That discount code, then it's back up to normal. I did it for AW, Arsenal, West Ham, not Arsene Wenger, before anyone thinks that one. But yeah, AW10, do it at this, do the discount code at checkout, and it'll ship anywhere, bruv. We've already shipped to South Africa, America, Sweden, the UK. Gary even went to Las Vegas in my t-shirt. Top man. So yeah, it's good, man. But listen, on that note, I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you very much to everybody who's watched today. Big up all the love. Come on, 15 more likes. Drill them, man. Drill them. Like we're going to drill City on Wednesday, yeah? That'd be kind of cool. And yeah, there is Abdi. Proper today, man. I swear it's been proper off-key today, bruv. Proper off-key. Come on, 11 more and we're going. Thank you, Omar. Love, bruv. I know you're always a real one. Always one of the first in the chat. One of my first subscribers on this channel as well. But yeah, listen, I'm going to get myself out of here. Thank you very much to everyone who's watched today. Big up yourselves. And I will be back tomorrow morning with the Premier League news at 7 a.m. That will be out to members at about midnight tonight. So if you want to become a member, like I said, go check that out. You do get 20% off the order merch. And that batch that I did last night, them free t-shirts, trust, I've got batches for days of different ones as well. So keep your eyes peeled, because the piss I boiled off of that Wenger one, I'm sure I'm going to boil piss when I start dropping other ones in the next couple of days and weeks and months. But if you are level 3 member, you do get 20% off a standard and you get all the levels below. I'm out of here. Have a wonderful Saturday. Enjoy match of the day. It's always nice when Arsenal win. Have a wonderful weekend. And I will see you tomorrow for the watch-alongs as well. Laters, peeps.